Hello everybody, with me as always is my cameraman Michael and my two audience members, Mom and Dad. And recently, if you've been watching SportsCenter, FS1, and been listening to Colin Cowherd, Stephen A, and all those guys on those talk show stations, a big question coming up is, who's the best player of all time in NBA? And now, older generations, like the Charles Barkleys of the world, the Shaquille O'Neals of the world, they love to say Michael Jordan is. And I'm not arguing that point. I can't go against that because he's great. Top two in my opinion. But I always had to bring up the question LeBron James. Now, LeBron James, he is going to be, by the end of his career, if he stays on pace with what he's doing, he's going to end up being the all-time leading scorer in the NBA. And let me remind you, he is a pass-first guy. Now, to put that in perspective, Michael Jordan was known to be a scorer, and LeBron James will pass him on the all-time leading scoring list. That right there, in and of itself, is an accomplishment. LeBron James, not only does he score a lot, he does it efficiently. He shoots 54% from the field. And he's not just taking it in the lane and shooting layups. He can step out, hit mid-range and threes. And that's very impressive. He averages 27.2 points per game through his whole career. I also think that LeBron James is the most valuable player of all time, not just the best. Now, when I compare this part of this segment, I would say you'd have to compare him with Magic Johnson in this perspective because he plays a lot like Magic Johnson, and where he gets a lot of his teammates involved. But I think where he has Magic beat is, one, he's more physical than Magic, and he scores better than Magic. Now, Magic only averaged, I think it was like 19 points in his career, but he won the NBA Finals 5 times, but he also didn't win it without Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, James Worthy. But nothing taken away from him. I just think LeBron James is going to be the best stat stuffer of all time at the end of his career, even though people call Michael Jordan because he is 6 for 6 with the NBA Finals with rings. Now, LeBron James, he went to 7 NBA Finals in a row. And this year, if it's not for my Philadelphia 76ers, I think he has a good chance of going back to make it his 8th straight final. And now he hasn't won every single one of them, but that's because he's going up against some all-time great teams. Like the Spurs, they're an all-time dynasty. The Golden State Warriors, now that they added Kevin Durant, they're an all-time dynasty. And they're most likely favored to win this year and many years to come if they keep the team intact. But also, just going back on my point about being the most valuable player, LeBron James, when he first went to Cleveland, when he got drafted, they were instantly in the playoffs, and they were 60-win team numerous years. And then the 2010-2011 season, when he left Cleveland to join Dwayne Wade and Chris Bosh in Miami, the Cleveland Cavaliers won 19 games and lost 63 games the very next year after he lost. That's incredible. And the season before that, they went to the Eastern Conference Finals and lost in, I think, 6 games to the Celtics, who ended up going to the finals and losing to Kobe Bryant in 7 games. And also, with the way he plays, passing first and doing what's best for the team, other superstars like to play with him. He attracts other superstars because he's not a ball-first guy. He doesn't care about his numbers. He cares about what the team does and how he wants to win, and he's willing to do anything it takes to win. Not saying that Michael Jordan didn't, it's just that Michael Jordan didn't get his teammates involved nearly as much as LeBron. I mean, LeBron James averages 7.2 assists in his career. That's pretty good, and he's not a point guard. He's a small forward. And also, Jordan is not nearly as valuable to a team as LeBron James is. Now, without Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan was just known as a scorer and a flashy player, kind of like a Russell Westbrook is in this league. He wasn't really known as a winner until Scottie Pippen came in and elevated him and his team to the next level. And we all know when Jordan retired in the mid-90s when the Houston Rockets win 2 straight NBA Finals with Hakeem, and he went to try to go play baseball with the White Sox. The team that Jordan left, the Chicago Bulls, still won 50-plus games and made the playoffs. And I'll remind you guys again that when LeBron James left the Cavaliers, look what their team did. They didn't even win 20 games. They lost 63 games. That's almost as bad as the Sixers were. And also, yeah, Jordan didn't get involved. Jordan was a great scorer. I mean, he averages 30-plus points in the playoffs. But LeBron James, I mean, who can argue about anything else that LeBron James made the 7 straight NBA Finals? Like, that's just an incredible task that nobody has ever done it, and there's a reason why no one has ever done it besides him, in my opinion. But overall, no matter what you think, it doesn't matter if you think Jordan is better, if you think LeBron's better. They're both great players, and in probably 90% of the sports world's eyes, they all think that they're the top 2, maybe 3 at least of all time. And even if you don't like LeBron James now as a player, when he retires, I hope that you respect him and you understand the body of work he has and just appreciate his greatness. Because at the end of the day, that's what we're doing, is witnessing greatness. And I hope that everyone can just appreciate it the way that everyone appreciated Jordan. And I'm too young to be able to say I watched Jordan live, but I am a player of the game, and I do know what he did, and I do watch videos of Michael Jordan and along with Magic Johnson and everybody, and I do appreciate what they did to the game because they are greats, and I respect everything that they did. Thank you for listening, and this is the end.
Thank you. Good job.
Nailed it, huh?